Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Bismillahi walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir. Rabbi wa tammim bil khair. Alhamdulillah, we are going to start our session after Eid break. So our topic is about sentences revision. Before the Eid, we discussed in a lot of classes about the sentences, type of sentences, and some important thing related to sentences. So today I will just recap the all lessons we did before that. So in sentence revision, we started with there are two kind of sentences. First is nominal sentence, and then we have verbal sentence. In nominal sentence, it has three parts: mubtada, khabar, and muta'alliq bil khabar. Mubtada will always be there and could be multiple, and it will be the first ism, and it will be a marfu, and it can be mansub due to if there is some nawasibul ism. The other two parts, they may or may not be there. One is khabar. It is information about mubtada, and khabar is marfu and mostly common noun, and there could be multiple khabar, and it may or may not. Then muta'alliq bil khabar, the other stuff other than khabar, it is muta'alliq bil khabar, and we can recognize it with the most important things by jar majroor and special mudaf mudaf ilayh. So this is about nominal sentence. Like here, if we see here, Allahu bi kulli shay'in khabir. So the first Allahu, this is mubtada, and this is starting with B. This is jar majroor. Then kulli shay'in, special mudaf mudaf ilayh. So this is all muta'alliq bil khabar, and khabirun, this is marfu, and this is khabar. So this is mubtada, khabar, and this all is muta'alliq bil khabar. So there are two kind of sentences. The first is nominal sentence, and the second is verbal sentence. Nominal sentence has mubtada, khabar, muta'alliq bil khabar. Mubtada is first ism, it will be marfu, always be there. It is important part of nominal sentence. Khabar or muta'alliq bil khabar may or may not be there. Khabar will be marfu, and other stuff like jar majroor or special mudaf mudaf ilayh, they are muta'alliq bil khabar. And mubtada and khabar match in number but not in match in number and gender both. So other thing we discuss after that how to make jumla ismiya negative. So there are 5 different cases we discussed. First was that just add before mubtada, add ma before mubtada, and khabar become mansub. Two cases, ma and laysa. Just put ma and laysa before mubtada, and what they will do, khabar will become mansub, and this is least strong negation. Like here, laysa musliman, he is not a Muslim. Laysa zaidun salihan. So khabar will become mansub because of this ma and laysa. The other two things are strongest negations are ma plus b and laysa plus b. Ma plus b combination and laysa plus b, not at all. Not at all. The fifth is la nafiyatul jins. If la followed by noun, that is isme nakra, mansub, and light, then la means absolutely not. This is the most strongest negation. La sharika lahu, la ilaha, there is absolutely no God. So ma and laysa you have to add, and then khabar will become mansub. Just not, simple negation. And strongest negation, ma plus b, laysa plus b, not at all. And then the last is la nafiyatul jins. If la, but la followed by noun, isme nakra and mansub. That should be isme nakra, mansub, and light. Then that la is basically la nafiyatul jins. Most strong, la nafiyatul jins. Absolutely not. La ilaha, La rayba. There is absolutely no doubt. La rayba fihi. After how to make sentences, the second type of sentence is verbal sentence with it. In verbals, like in nominal sentence, there is mubtada, khabar, muta'alliq bil khabar. Here in verbal sentence starts with verb and it has three parts. It is fa'il, fail, maf'ul. And this sentence starts with fail and it must have fa'il and fail. Maf'ul or may not be there. Like fa'il, the one who does something or doer. The doer can be inside or outside doer. Like if we see here, khalaqallahu al-arda, it start with fi'l. Okay, so here inside, if you have to look for inside doer. If inside doer is he or she in madi or mudari, you have to look for outside doer, and that should be marfu. That should be marfu. It will be after fa'il, and outside doer should match in gender but not in number. So fa'il, fail, maf'ul. Here Allah is fa'il, fail is creation, khalaq, and maf'ul sometime will be there. Like here it is mansub al-arda. So it will start with the fa'il. Wa qatala Daawuda Jaluta. Here qatala, if start with qatala, so it is verb. So there is Daawudu Jaluta. So you have to look for outside doer, and outside doer should be marfu, and that is Daawudu. And Jaluta, this is mansub or maf'ul, this is maf'ul. So after verbal sentence, nominal sentence, verbal sentence, and then most of the thing we discuss about nominal sentence, like how to make them negative, ma, laysa, ma bi, laysa bi, and la nafiyatul jins. And then we have another thing, that kana and its sisters. In Jumla Ismiya, kana and sister actually make their ism marfu, and they make the khabar mansub. Ism mansub is the first part is of kana is called ismu kana, and the second part will call khabru kana. Ismu kana will be marfu and khabru kana will be mansub. Kana an-nasu ummatan wahida. So here marfu an-nasu, this is marfu, this is khabru kana, and ummatan wahidatan, this is khabru kana. So similarly, there are sisters of kana which act like kana and have the same concept about this, and there are many, like asbaha, sara, amsa, bata, adha, zalla, ma zala, ma dama, laysa. Asbaha, he came. Sara, he became. Amsa, he became. Sara, asbaha, amsa, and adha, the same, but the one is the morning, evening, and afternoon. Zalla, ma zala, ma dama, he still remained. As long as laysa, he is not. And you will see that all they have ismu kana and khabru kana. Like here, asbaha, asbahtum bi ni'mati ikhwanan. Similarly, sara al-faqiru ghaniyan. So there will be, we can say ismu sara and khabru sara, or ismu kana wa khabru kana. And then last topic we discuss about this, that is acting doer, naibul fa'il, acting doer. It is about the passive voice. When you see there is a verb passive voice. Passive voice means passive voice. Verb is basically majhul. Maf'ul is not, fa'il is not noun, but maf'ul is noun. Like maf'ul, when khaliq, makhluq. So similarly, khalaqa, he created. This is simple verb, active verb. But when there is khalaqa become khuliqa, so there is a passive verb. So when the verb is passive, the maf'ul is made marfu. Why? Because there is no fa'il. So we take we have to find some file. So what will happen? The mansub, which was maf'ul before, it will become maf'ul. It become marfu, and it is called acting doer. Just in place of that, it was actually mansub, maf'ul. So we make it file temporarily, or it is acting doer. So we make it maf'ul. Khuliqal insanu. Here in this sentence, insan is basically maf'ul, mansub. But here, insanu, this is fa'il, and this is naib. We will say it as naibul file because the verb is passive voice. We have to look for a naibul file, and when inside doer is in naibul file is he or she, only in madi or mudare. So there will be a naibul file, and it will be after this passive verb, and naibul file should match in gender but not in number. Like here, kutiba alaykumus siyamu. So kutiba, this is passive verb. So we have to look for file that should be marfu, and that is as-siyamu. So as-siyamu is naibul file for this. So, and kutiba is passive verb. So these concepts we have discussed before classes. So in just one table, if we see here again, nominal sentence is there is mubtada, khabar, muta'alliq bil khabar. Muta'alliq bil khabar is most of them jar majroor or special mudaf mudaf ilayh. Verbal sentence, it starts with fi'l, and it can have fi'l, fa'il, and maf'ul. Then negative sentence, ma, laysa. And laysa plus b, ma plus b, and la nafiyatul jins. And ma and laysa make the khabar mansub. And then we have that how you can make the sentences interrogative. So we have some word like we use these harf a, hal, ma, man, kaifa, ayyana, and there is no change in khabar or no change in mubtada. Then kana and his sister, they make the khabar mansub, and ism will be marfu. And the first part will be called ismu kana, and second part will be called khabru kana. Then we have acting doer. If the verb is passive, then and there is a he and she is inside doer, so file is unknown. So what you have to do, you have to look for file marfu, and that will be naibul file, and this concept is called acting doer. I would ask brother Dr. Iqbal Shahid to just revise a little bit about all these things that we have discussed, starting with nominal sentence, verbal, negative.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, Iqbal bhai.
Okay, so we started with the nominal sentence. So nominal sentence start with the noun. It has three parts: mubtada, khabar, and mutalik bil khabar. Mubtada is always marfu, and khabar is can be present or cannot be present, and same for mutalik bil khabar. So, for example, Allahu Ghafurun, the last example, Allah is the mubtada, and Ghafurun is khabar.
And how you will recognize mutalik bil khabar?
Mutalik bil khabar is jar majroor.
Jar majroor. If I say inna Allaha ala kulli shay'in qadir,
so inna Allaha is the mubtada, qadir is the khabar, and ala kulli shay'in is mutalik bil khabar, because ala is jar and kulli shay'in is majroor.
Second thing.
Then we have a verbal sentence. Verbal sentence, they start with the verb or fi'l, in which we have a file, which is marfu. Fi'l is the action, and marfu is, the file is outside doer as well. So for example, Nasara Muslimun, the first example. So Nasara starts with it. Nasara is a verb. So he helped, but he is the inside doer. So we look for the outside doer, which is always present in the verbal sentence. Uh, then Muslimun is the outside doer. So Muslim helped.
Okay. What
And
about here?
this one, Nasarallahu Musliman, this has maf'ul as well, because maf'ul is in mansub. So Nasarallahu Musliman, Allah helped a Muslim.
Allah. So here file is
A file is Allah and Musliman is marfu.
marfu or maf'ul. Yeah,
It's maf'ul, yes.
maf'ul. And verb is
Verb is nasara.
nasr. Similarly here,
Similarly, exactly the same thing. Qatala is the fi'l, Dawudu is the fa'il, and Jaluta is maf'ul. So qatala Dawudu Jaluta. Dawud killed Jalut.
Jalut. How to make negative sentences?
So negative
Like me.
sentence. So negative sentence there are many options to make a sentence negative. So the list is there on the screen. So ma, laisa, la, uh, laisa plus b, ma plus b,
And
and
la
la
nafiyatul jins.
la nafiyatu lil jins.
And
And
also two other combination like ma illa and in illa.
yes.
Ma illa and in illa. Yeah. Okay.
So for example, laisa musliman. So uh, laisa musliman, he was not Muslim.
Okay. And laisa ma, what they do?
Uh,
They will apply before mubtada and khabar will become
khabar will become mansub.
mansub. And what about the strongest negation? Ma plus b?
So ma plus b is the strongest. It means absolutely not,
Uh, not at all.
not at all. Okay,
Yeah,
not at
this
all.
is. And laisa plus b. Ma plus b and laisa plus.
Laisa plus b.
And la
Yes.
nafiyatul jins is.
La nafil jins is absolutely not. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
And la ilaha means.
La ilaha means absolutely no deity.
Yeah, there is absolutely no doubt. And there are two other combination like ma plus illa, not but, or in plus illa. If they come together, this combination is also then
Make
ma Muhammadun illa rasulun. Inna haza illa sihrun mubin. So
yes.
inna, that is also used for not. Okay, interrogative sentences.
So interrogative sentence is how to make a questionable a sentence a question. So you can use which is translated as question mark. Hal also the same thing.
Okay.
Ma what, man who, kaifa how, ayana where, lima where why,
And kana, its sisters.
and kana its sister. We have ismu kana and khabru kana, and ismu kana is marfu and khabru kana is mansub. So for example, kana musliman, he was Muslim. Kanu muslimina, they were Muslims. Kana Allahu ghafuran, Allah was uh, oh, merciful, always continuously merciful.
And last thing we discussed about sentences, that is acting doer, naibul fa'il.
Yes, so this one is like Qutila Jalutu. Jalut was killed.
Kill.
So
Here, kutila is what? Active verb or
Qutila is the passive voice of Qatala. So
okay.
Qatala means he killed, and Qutila means he was killed.
He was killed, but we are not aware about the fa'il, doer.
Yes,
So we
yes.
have to look for, if there is he or she, then we have to see outside doer,
Mm,
and that will be naibul file, and normally the maf'ul, which is in active verb sentence, so that become marfu, and we will take it as naibul file. Jalut was killed.
Jalut was killed.
If
Yes.
it was katala jaluta, meaning
Then he killed Jalut.
he killed Jalut. This is simple. And how to
Yes.
make passivize?
So uh,
Passivize will be Qutila
Qutila Jalutu.
Jalut. So this is all revision. I think we have to go for breakout room so that we should have a chance. Everybody should get a chance to revise the concepts, and they should be in our mind while we do practice in the second session.